Hey guys, TiarraLashay here and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing affordable looks. So I figured I have done a full face of Wet n Wild on my channel and I've done a full face of Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I figured I'd take it back down to the drugstore and I would do a full face of Maybelline. Since we all know I really like Maybelline, I figured let's play in their products, and I know they recently released some concealers and all that jazz, and so I was like, hey, let's do this thing. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and of course give this video a big thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions for any full face tutorials, then please leave that down in the comment section because I would love to know what you guys would want to see. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hop right on into this. So I've already moisturized my face and kind of prepped for makeup. But I am for primer going to go in with the Baby's Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I usually use Benefit Professional Primer in this area. It feels really good. Really soft on the skin. Feels really nice actually. Really nice. So for the brows, I have this Maybelline Brow Precise Shaping Pencil and I got it in the color Deep Brown. So I am going to start by outlining the bottom portion of the eye just to create a shape. Definitely a really easy application. The only difficulty I feel like I'm gonna have is like creating that sharp tail because the pencil itself is thickum. All right, so that is the shape that I'm going for right now. I do need to clean them up, but I'm gonna wait until we dive into a few products a little bit later. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm actually gonna go in and set my primer. I know this is known usually as like the Jackie Aina method because she does this. And to do that, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder, and I'm gonna do it in the color Deep because I think this is the closest to the Laura Mercier Medium Deep Translucent Powder. Because the Medium Deep that I have in the finishing powder that I've used before, I think it's gonna be a little bit too light to get what I want with this whole setting the primer thing, okay? I did pick up this Maybelline Face Studio Blender and Sponge. I'm gonna use this as much as I can today just to test out how this does. I will say like right now it's pretty stiff, but I have not wet it yet, so I'm gonna run and wet this really quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I've gotten it wet, it has definitely gotten bigger for me. But I do feel like it's just like from touching it, it feels like it retains a lot of water. So I'm like taking a paper towel and like trying to squeeze that excess water out because I do not want that to affect my makeup application. I'm gonna take the butt of the sponge and I am going to dip into the powder and just set this primer. I believe this powder is definitely the same shade as the medium deep translucent powder. I don't know, however, because it seems to be a bit more hefty than the Laura Mercier, but we'll see. So for foundation, I am going to go in, of course, with the Superstay foundation. I'm going to be mixing the colors 355 Coconut and 340 Cappuccino. They're very close in color, but I would just feel like one's too light, one's too dark, so I just mix them together. And I am actually gonna use a brush for this because I know for a fact that I really like brush applications better with foundations than I do sponge. So I'm gonna be using the Morphe M6 brush. I have done a foundation review on this particular product and I really like this foundation. I particularly myself think it's one of the better drugstore foundations. It just gives you a really nice full coverage and a really comfortable feel. I am going to take the Beauty Blender and just, or the sponge I should say, and just go over my face just to press the product into my skin. All right, so now that I look nice and red, so I found out that the Superstay line has extended to concealers now, so I figured I'd pick these up. I picked up the color 30 for Honey, 40 in Caramel, and 65 Deep Bronze. I'm not sure when this even released. I feel like it's pretty new because I have not seen it. I'm thinking Caramel will be my color because it's the color in, woo, that's light. That is Caramel. Oh no, that's not, I'm sorry, that's Honey. This is Caramel, that second one. And then this one right here is Deep Bronze. So I definitely think I'll be able to contour with this and then highlight with this. And then if I want to brighten, I could use Honey, but I don't even think I'll end up using it. So this might actually go back to the store just because I feel like it is super light. Caramel is very similar in color to the Age Rewind concealer. I'm not too much of a fan of this packaging, of this tube with this applicator. It's just not my favorite. It just doesn't feel like there's any product in here. Then I'm gonna take Deep Bronze to contour. So just using the sponge, just blend that out. And I'm actually going to use the brush that I use for foundation to blend out the contour on my cheeks. I always just feel like this gives it a better blend than it does just kind of using a sponge by itself. I like to do this first and then go over it with a sponge. I cannot talk today. Then I'm gonna use the tip of the beauty blender or sponge and just get under the eye. I am not a huge fan of how this is tipped off, but we'll just see how it works. I'm gonna do this and I hope it doesn't get too bright. I'm gonna put a little bit of honey, like a touch, on the inner corners just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. I mean, I feel like it looks pretty and I feel like it looks cool, but I'm like, why not just use it? So by a little bit, I mean like right there. That's it. That I like. Okay, so that just gave me a little bit of brightness under the eye there, and I really, really like that. And then now I am going to just set my concealer in place. What I'm gonna do is take the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the color Medium Deep. And I'm gonna use the sponge. I'm just gonna use the back side of this. So I've used this powder before, and I will say this powder has color to it. I really like it because I feel like it adds a little bit more coverage, but I also feel like you have to be careful not to get too hefty with it. Then I'm going to take the Super Stay Full Coverage Powder Foundation, and I'm going to use that to set the rest of my face. And this is in the color 355 Coconut. And I'm just using this to also dust off the excess powder that I have on. I am gonna go in with Honey, the concealer, and I'm gonna use that to actually prime my lids for eyeshadow. I figured if I go in with a lighter shade, that'll allow the shadows to show up really nicely. So for the eyes, I actually purchased 2 palettes. I got a City Mini palette, and it's a matte palette. I really thought these colors were really nice, and I was like, you know, I feel like I'm gonna need this as a base for the palette that I'm going to be playing with. And I got this Soda Pop eyeshadow palette. The Soda Pop palette was like $10, $9.99 I believe. And then the matte palette was only, I'm gonna say $8.99 or $7.99. So I think what I'm going to do first is go in with this color Crossing. I'm gonna go in with that first. Oh, they have a scent, and this color's pretty. You know, I may not even have to use this matte palette. I think, yeah. I actually think I'm gonna stick with the Soda Pop palette. I don't think I'll actually have to go into the matte palette, so that's money I can save because I can go back to the store. Next, I'm going to go in with Cola Float, and put that over here on the outer V. Ooh. Then I'm gonna go in with the color Cherry Top, or Cherry On Top. That is a really pretty color. Actually, really like this little palette. Like, really like it. Now I'm gonna go in with this color Chilling right here. And I'm just gonna put that on my lid, not for like a color gradient or anything. Literally just want something for my shimmer to stick to, and I didn't feel like cutting my crease. I'm going to go in now with Cherry Cola, and I'm going to pick that color up on my brush, and then take this Maybelline Master Fix Spray and use that to spray the brush to wet the product, and then I will apply that to my lid. Then I'm gonna go back in the color Crushing right here, and I am just going to apply that like right in this portion of the eye. So I think this is really pretty and all, but I just want a little bit more shimmer. So I'm going to go in with the color Sugar High right there. It's kind of like a rose gold rusty type of color, and I'm gonna use that right on top. Oh, that's real pretty. Ooh, I like you. I'm very surprised by this palette, guys. Very surprised. Then I'm gonna do what I typically do for the top lash line. I am going to take Root Beer, and I'm just going to use that as a liner. I mainly just do this just to hide my lash bands. All right, so for the bottom lash line, I'm going to take the color Root Beer again, and I'm just going to smudge that on the bottom lash line. And I'm only taking this like halfway. I'm not taking it the full way in. Then I'm gonna go in with the color Cherry on top. Then going in with Cola Float. I'm pretty much just creating the same gradient that is in the crease. And then lastly, going in with Crushing, just focusing that on the outer portion of it to kind of merge everything together. So I'm going to go back in with the 355 Coconut just to kind of use that to bronze my face. I know I used it to kind of set the remainder of my piece, but you know, we're just gonna add a little bit more just to kind of bronze and warm the skin up some. And I'm going to also take this and contour my nose, just to kind of fix my brows and kind of put them back in place because I've been running my brush all through them. I got this Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara in the color Deep Brown, but I'm just gonna use this just to kind of fix the front of my brows, just to kind of put them back in place. So now I'm gonna highlight the skin. I'm going to use the Master Chrome highlighter in the color Molten Gold. Ooh, this is such a pretty highlighter. And I'm also gonna run it up into my brow bone just to kind of give it a highlight. I'm going to apply some on my nose here, so right here on the tip, and then right in this area. I'm gonna use the color Tonic right here to highlight the inner corners of my eye. Ooh, pretty. So for blush, don't judge me because this looks disgusting. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the color 50, and it's just blush. Oh no, the color Wine. It's the color Wine, which should go really, really pretty with this eye look. This blush actually has like a nice little shimmer to it. Okay, and then I am going to take the Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray, and I'm going to set my face. Then of course, just take my beauty blender sponge thing from Maybelline and just push that spray into my skin so that looks nice and pretty. All right, lips. Let's figure out what I'm gonna do for my lips. Okay, so my liner is also not Maybelline. I'm actually gonna go in with the color Rouge. It's the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the color Rouge. And then I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick in the color Amazonian. Okay, I don't have a gloss that is Maybelline, but I am gonna go in it. This is not affordable either, guys, so please don't be mad at me. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb and just pop that in the center of my lips. And there we go. All right, so that completes the look. I'm sitting here looking in the monitor and I'm like, I love this. Like, I really am liking this look. I'm liking it because, you know, in that transition between like spring or summer into fall, like this is definitely a look that can be pulled off in the fall, and I just really like it. However, I had to put my little summer shirt on because I haven't gotten to wear it this summer yet, so y'all gonna see this shirt. Y'all gonna see this shirt. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. All of the products that I did use in this video were very affordable. I know with a lot of the launches that are coming out, it can be really overwhelming and you can feel like you have to get high-end products in order to achieve a flawless look. But you definitely do not have to do that. Over the years, the drugstore has definitely stepped its game up, okay? You have Maybelline, CoverGirl, L'Oreal, just so much that we can actually choose from where we can actually get a full face for an affordable price. Okay, I went to Target to get a lot of the items, and Target tends to price their things a little bit more, but you can go to Walmart, and Walmart tends to be a little cheaper, and then of course Ulta plus the coupon. So keep that in mind. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money in order to have a beat down face, okay? Remember, if there is another brand that you would like to see me do a full face tutorial for, then be sure to leave that down below and I will do my best to try to get it up. Alrighty, I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video. Bye!